when you mention A-frames, one of the questions is what's an A-frame out there? And then if you could elaborate on that, and then when the city took these A-frame signs away, was there any policy discussion on that? And how is the business community trying to get them back if you think that's needed?
So A-frames are like the sandwich board signs that you see. They're like this, and the reason that they are so important, and particularly Old Town, that's the thing that's fundamentally surprising to me. Particularly Old Town, because we pride ourselves on being a town of independent and small businesses, and we don't have marketing budgets like Lululemon or H&M, so we really have to rely on those A-frames. Those A-frames are a great way for us to say, for bloomers, oh, we have cute PJs that just came in, come check them out. It is such a low-cost marketing way for us. As far as the policy discussions are concerned, supposedly they did put together a committee to discuss it, and what really shocked me is that there were a lot of business owners on that committee, and yet they still voted to enforce the ordinance. As far as and as I said, that was kind of one of the first things incensed me to get involved, because one of the things that I have known over all the years of being a business owner here, and I was around when the first bid debate came up in 2015, or no, it was like 2000, well, yeah, and I remember how the business community came together and said, no, we don't want this. And I thought, you know what? The business owners, when it came to the A-frames, felt so blindsided. And I remembered feeling that way on a number of occasions in Alexandria, because they don't communicate with us about what's going on. And so I went up and down King Street, and I started gathering emails and started communicating with people and said, we're gonna do something about this. So what, and then I started working on the bid debate. But the bottom line, what I'm trying to do is that I decided probably the best approach would be, I've had so many conversations with Alex Steinbach at zoning, I've had so many conversations with folks in City Hall, there's some sympathy there, but they feel like it's already been studied. So what I've been trying to do is and if you guys have any thoughts on this, I'm totally open to it, but I'm trying to get the Chamber and the Visit Alexandria to come together and put together an alternative proposal to suggest to the city to look at this from a different angle. So that's what I'm currently doing now that the bid is off my plate.
Yeah, and for me, so Refresh Yoga Center was a second floor yoga studio above an ice cream shop, and if you actually followed the City of Alexandria policies, the only allowable sign that we could have is a 12-inch by, I believe, 6-inch sign hanging from the door, which, as you can imagine, is not very much. And so we had a folding A-frame sign out in front for many years, and then my understanding is that the city was concerned about the safety of these signs, and there was a court case, I believe, in Austin, Texas, or somewhere else, where someone tripped over an A-frame sign and ended up suing the city, and that led to the City of Alexandria deciding to ban them for safety reasons. I think the real reason, of course, is they just wanted them off the streets. From a safety reason, I think that we all realize that the bricks on Alexandria are quite erratic, and much more safety reasons. And if the real reason is you don't want stuff blocking the pathways, well then why do we allow restaurant seating on King Street and such like that? But when they went ahead and started enforcing that, the number of new students that we had coming to the yoga studio fell 30% month over month, which basically makes the business economically unviable. And so we decided not to have an A-frame sign for a while, but if you don't tell the city, we now have a bike that's permanently parked out front with advertisements for our studio, and it happens just to be, tied up to a local street pole, and that's totally legal. So the other thing I have noticed, I do notice that it's a pretty bike. It's very nice. It's colorful and matches our colors and all that. But I do notice that more and more shops, admittedly mostly the chain shops, are putting A-frame signs back out, which I think basically they are saying that either they're not enforcing it, or the chain stores are willing to face the fines of doing it. So one way or the other, I think it's coming to an end.